3. Scheduled for 12. It's the WBA Middleweight Championship. You heard the voice of Patty Burns in the corner of Irish Steve Collins.
Well, what was going to be a thinking man's fight has turned out to be a brawling man's brawl, because these two guys are letting everything go in these first rounds. First round, distinct advantage for Johnson. Second for Collins. We're even, and it's unofficial, but boy, these guys are heating up.
Two fighters that like to adjust to other styles. Well, we see what they're adjusting to early. Brawling tactics. And the chance of Steve N from the Collins supporters.
That right-hand counter by Collins is something to see. He just brings it right straight from the shoulder. It landed 2 or 3 times that last round. A warning, but not harsh for Mercani. Don't grab behind the head.
Johnson trying to rivet Collins in the corner, but Collins fighting back with uppercuts and barrels out of trouble.
Watch that right-hand counter by Collins. He seems to be measuring because he found pay dirt there in the second round, and he seems to think that's the punch that can finish off Reggie Johnson. Reggie fighting very well. Oh, low blow.
A low blow by Reggie Johnson.
First official warning by Arthur Mercani to Reggie Johnson.
Collins had been complaining for various reasons earlier, and he gets one. Nice jabbing by Reggie Johnson, but back comes Collins, but not having much effect.
But he's sharp. Reggie Johnson is sharp.
Things settling down just a tad, but what a pace over the first 3 rounds overall. Left hands by Steve Collins to the midsection of Johnson. Final 30 seconds of the round. Again, Johnson going to the jab, doubling up, trying to set up the left. Collins just standing right in there. And that is it for round 3. Not a bad crowd on a Wednesday night here at the Brendan Byrne Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I was never good at guessing crowds, but I would say 5,000, 6,000, or 7,000. A crowd that includes some notables. There's one of them. He got the biggest applause during introductions earlier on. A legend, former world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali, in the area recently to accept the humanitarian award. And of course, the fight doctor goes back a long way with the champ.
A lot of great memories, a lot of great miles traveled with that man. Glad to see him here and glad to see him enjoying boxing. Let's take a look at the what netted the warning from Arthur Mercani. Let's see if we see a low blow or the butting of heads. That is a low blow and a headbutt. He got both of them in. That was a double header from both ends, low and high.
Johnson getting his money's worth.
And while we have a minute as this heats up, let's say I hope you get better to Gil Clancy, who's had some surgery from which he's recovering. The guys at Showtime wish him a speedy recovery. One of our best announcers.
I've had a chance to work with Gil. He is a gem as we head into round 4 for the WBA Middleweight Championship, which is vacant. WBC champ Julian Jackson, the IBF James Toney. I'm sure they're looking in intently at this one. Collins told me his goal is to get McCallum. Johnson wants Toney again.
Well, Johnson is going to have to get a little bit more fire. He's cool all right, and he's counterpunching and boxing boxing nicely, but Collins' fire and his aggressiveness are taking these rounds. Now, it's Johnson heating up to be the aggressor. They're just swapping roles. Again with a headbutt. Nothing from Mercani. That nice right hand dropped right where he wants it on Reggie Jackson.
And both fighters going in one direction, and that is fast forward.
There is no stepping back here. These two guys are fighting as hard as they know how.
And right up above our broadcast vantage point, Arthur Mercani breaks them up. Arthur refereeing his 100th championship fight out of nearby Garden City, Long Island. Midway point of round 4.
Let's go.
Another warning. I don't know if that was officially held. 2 fingers up, saying watch the low blow, but that one was to Collins. He hadn't been warned at all. There's another low one by Reggie.
The previous warning to Reggie Johnson. Collins with the pressure. Final minute of the 4th round. Oh, what a left hand by Johnson. Another one.
Oh, he hit 2 home runs there.
That looked like Reggie Jackson. And Johnson spinning around.
All right, on the break, step back.
Continues to press the attack.
Nice moves on Reggie, who found a hole for that winging shot of his, and he has been the aggressor here in this round.
20 seconds and counting in round 4. Sweet Reggie Johnson, 32-1 with 20 knockouts. Irish Steve Collins, 21-1 with 10 knockouts.
Very low.
And Collins complaining.
Deep breath. Give me a spit bucket. Fill your lungs, Steve. Come on, you're boxing well.
I warned him. Once more, he does it. He gets a point taken. I warned him once.
Here's the low blow by Collins.
Whoa, that was low. And of course, that drew a warning, but it didn't look like an official warning. It looked like one of those, it looks like, and here is payback time. You see, once the official referee says 1 warning, he's got 2 more and he loses a round. That was kind of a, hey, I'm warning you, but I'm not taking a point away kind of warning. Not as strong.
Round 5 for the WBA Middleweight Championship. Scheduled for 12. It has been a slugfest to this point.
And a nip-and-tuck battle. One guy takes a round, the other guy comes back and takes the next one. I got it in a dead-even fight here. And it's very hard to score this fight. Both men taking parts of a round, and the aggressor has been swapped back and forth. Now it's Reggie Johnson back to the attack, and he's the aggressor. Seems to me Collins does much better when he attacks. Again.
1 point for you.
Here's a warning for the low blow by Reggie Johnson.
No, that was a point, he said. Well, it'd be hard to say. He wasn't that clear. He said 1 point. That's actually his 2nd warning. I don't think he took a point away. That was actually his 2nd warning. 3rd warning, and it's a point off.
We'll find out.
I sure was dramatic about it.
Very demonstrative on the part of Arthur Mercani, but we'll get the definitive word as soon as we know. We'll pass it on.
These punches are so fast, and Collins is turning and twisting all the time when he gets punched, so a lot of those punches don't mean to go side of the border, they just land there.
Now Johnson looking to measure Collins out. He backs Collins up, but Collins able to slither out of trouble. And once again, Collins complaining to Arthur Mercani.
That one Arthur didn't see. That's the head. He keeps saying his head comes in with the punch. Does Reggie Collins. Nifty little punch by Reggie Johnson. They're just trading advantage here. Collins now looking good. They just keep trading back and forth. This is a very even fight. Extremely hard to score this fight.
And we are told now that they did take 1 point away from Reggie Johnson.
That could be big.
The way this is going, it could.
Shouldn't be permitted. That was obvious and clear to everyone that could see it.
Out of frustration, Collins throwing not one but two elbows.
And now a real low blow.
And things are really getting out of hand. And a point being taken away from Collins in the final seconds of the fifth.
And so that evens it out. Collins losing his head. Lost his head there and began to battle like a street fight with elbows, and that's bad. They better calm him down in the corner. That's the way to get knocked out.
Don't be doing anything stupid. Deep breath. Now fill your lungs. Come on. You can win this now. You mustn't do anything stupid. Give him a wee drink.
How do you feel, champ? How do you feel?
Great.
Good. You feel good? Great.
Give me a drink.
Come on, drink. Give me a drink. And you spit to your left.
Spit to your left. Yeah. Come on, kids. You're supposed to do it. You're doing well. Don't do anything stupid.
4 down, 6, 5th, is it?
No, 6 coming up now.
I'm out of way.
That's the voice of Barney Eastwood. We're doing well. Don't do anything stupid. He's right. Now let's watch this flagrant fouling. Watch this. 1, 2. I mean, 2 elbows. That just you can't get away with that in boxing. You maybe do that if you're with the Lakers or with Detroit Pistons, but you cannot do that Lambeer stuff here.
And that was after several low blows on both counts, both fellas. Now we'll see if that comes back to haunt Stephen Collins as we head into round 6 for the WBA middleweight title.
Well, that was a scorer's nightmare. It was an even round, and they both lost a point. So that means it just went down as nothing. All that action and nothing.
A non-intelligent move by Steve Collins, who could have taken the round. Both fellows had points deducted in that previous round. Just to clarify the situation for you.
Neither one finding the advantage of the other. Each having their moments. There is no ebb and flow here. There's just a constant grinding war of attrition between 2 evenly matched fighters.
1 minute gone by in the 6th. A lunging right hand by Collins, who looks over to Arthur Mercante.
I don't know what he looked over at him for. Nothing happened there.
He'll get no help from Mercante.
Mercante's very fair, and if anything, he's going to get mad at Collins for that elbowing. That's just not done in boxing.
Collins fighting angry right now. Good counter punching by Johnson. And a low blow there by Johnson. A caution by Mercante.
Collins better forget about complaining and get into fighting. Those right hands of Collins are landing right on the button, but they don't seem to do anything to Reggie Johnson, who just comes back with 2 or 3 good punches. These things are just flowing back and forth.
Bertie, with all of the deductions and all of the fouls, who do you see leading at this point?
Right now, we're dead even at 48-48. That last round was like null, because not only was it an even round, but both guys lost a point, so it meant nothing.
Almost like offsetting penalties in football.
Exactly.
And again, Collins missing wildly with the left. He's telegraphing some punches, no doubt.
But that right hand just keeps gonging Reggie Johnson. Every time Reggie comes in, that right hand meets him. Now the headbutt is on the other side. The headbutt warning is to Collins. Collins getting flat-footed now.
Well, somebody eventually opened things up for a knockout punch in the final seconds of round 6. Stay tuned as this one rages on from East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Don't grab the mouthpiece, I'll get it. Okay?
Hey, Reggie, you're looking great, man.
Close your eyes, Reggie. Close your eyes. How I feel, okay? All right, deep inhales, way up. Deep inhales, way up. All right, you're right. Open up water.
Both corners seem pretty confident that they're doing the right thing. There's no different advice in either corner. Just keep doing what you're doing.
More punches.
Relax now. Relax.
This here and more punches. Don't let up. Just let them go. We're into your territory now. Into the second half. Come on. Oh, come on. Pick it up now.
Come on, Tom. Come on, Tom. Come on.
Let's go. That's all we want.
Steve Collins being urged on by his handlers in the corner as we enter round 7, scheduled for 12.